will tutaw ay will swell al merke the rokoy tial hearing lo bangkela Palau Energy Administration lingi mlokotong logi wa committee na energy ma communication ma transportation tial hearing al topar al tutaw am lokotong sera gimo session gimlo nguwa pa pilingi ulngi amle submit el mera house of delegates sera November 9 dori September dori magimlo discuss ringi raudal ya era domu le director eti ku director kau ikaw papilingin malmle o ay salwasya ka grant coordinator slash director akong daso udle Joe Chilton epok introducer kamam el altutaw ang kalngara kwit atu ka atangakal delegat travelilyo chairman ng kamam Ways and Means direct member tial committee ra energy and communication transportation direct tawre nga sulela vice speaker kamam el altuta el afternoon rabang kamam direct ngari chairman ra kami member ra committee at ngakal delegate ra Sonsorol Yutaka Gibbons Jr. Madirect at ngakal Mario Oliver direct member tial committee direct ngari delegate ra angar along Dilmay Saiske at ngakal delegate ra Hatobay el Sebastian Marino at ngakal delegate ra Iray Alvigi Kanay. Agim lara hearing el altutaw lo mungkila tangakal chairman Kanay lo mentrirar atrahel direct lo koratim lolta kalau mungkil tagi el hearing el direct el taparingin el altutaw. Director Chilton may kulngit maulaw ng meskaw mungkorati mo introducer kau maratam kuk pamreg yakin mungkorakan tinur tial hearing rigit sulang.
Ani Manuel Odosong and Lewer Camiro will delegates ngara committee ra energy transportation sa PA ate alil mel update the committee 2020 annual report. Komene delegate masel original cover letter mong amle last time nga kamle may grants coordinator ilang executive director at Palau Energy Administration. Ako special gidel template tak na besul change sa gidel title. Dito gidel annual report ng ngariya Maral Tyler nga kal executive director nga ri. Ilang nga rabitar nga ka Miss Almira Wong ilang ang besul staff ra office staff slash intern ra office ulak askan il mekyang isabelo mesa igil nga level mora olbi lima agil nga level mora boy direct musub nga school ra PCC all time. So Miss Almira Wang atiang elobonjek staff nga kal terul administrative assistant ma administrative officer ang ara officer kamam ilang kamam nga pangrul mood isegid el officer bukul belaw elungan na rule belaw kamam te almus wa amlo special officer ilang PA office al selectel officer bukul belaw Terul Energy Administrator, Energy Specialist, Mr. Gerald Tulop, Mr. Jesse Ngiratreg, and dimlang sa Elmer Elang, at malala igil dara, ngariya arelam lobo ingil UNDP, Climate Promise, segidel tukara NDC, ngariya igil tool sectors, el time mitigation energy, so segidel renewable energy 45% ma energy efficiency, ang ani segidel double sectors one and waste one and transportation lang at tamlagil dara el mona tagidele consultant ra Climate Promise and so tiga terungan sa elme tangarang run mo lang ra agil nga elir tagidel 220 report delegate chairman ra Basilius Komeng tagidel 2020 of course honestly masel 2019 naniya the verbal report ng kalmara president ma minister ang tagidel first time ng kalmera House of Delegates mo update kami line by line hindi ko til so make sure tele ngaralam yel updates ra yel activities na momrek selgot segi dele solar system ra kayangala. So segi dele system na momrek meaning in agel solar panels na above the or ma-connect ringil mora agel dengi bura kayangala elang los peringil agel battery help ringira tele power la kayangala state. Second part ringia tegi dele PCC sel pasa PCC sel cafeteria segi dele agel solar system sel solar panels ng arabe bola cafeteria PCC na momrek. The only problem is the New Zealand grant chairman, kami mga delegates. Sige del tora COVID, may gerogul adal tel grant ra New Zealand am legirel marail. Ang ari sel tora se commissioning. A commissioning ang girel oba agel third party, agel ngodel consultant, mos el mervelaw, and actually gomesa agel system. Was it agel agel system ra kayang emeral meet agel rogul criteria sa sel design. Eman lorior en sebel save ra igel battery esel battery en sebel help ra dengi ra blura akayana. And unfortunately segel COVID and dimnak sebel igel third party el may. So technically in dimnak momrega tele New Zealand grant and the technically system is up, but we haven't done a third party review. Hopefully by January we'll know what's in sebel may or diak makadimon mol mil minila igel commissioning ari. Agil ongerung ay gidelet comment delegate.
In the meantime tell solar aurior rang angle.
Of yes delegate isal tel system na kayang la aurior and ditigal Infotrack sige ko Bali ang ara New Zealand mga ara Fiji and sibel remotely omesay gidele radiation ra solar ra kayang la ma PCC. Sumania problem with the communicator bagala PCC, I mean comment PPUC, Stafford tira el monitor take care agel maintenance until mo el mail commissioner ni.
Ma PCC mo YC.
Ma PCC YC. I get to construction PCC Infotrack third singanakil. They hire the local company HBO to help them with the maintenance construction if anything. Tel to warranty PCC.
Okay, silang.
Agil ogirung tel tuor IPP sel PPA. So IPP ay yidle independent power producer. Gamiro wol delicate sa madangil waset ya yidle na momrega IPP PPUC amne me top da igil RFP ngani yidle kombali na me etam na offer agil yidle solar farm mo PPUC. So moriya board PPUC mat komese segil final review. Ngania tel tuara PPA sel power purchase agreement gilel mera PEA kama maomeseringi hindi kami lagel final review ra about ra PPUC segidele IPP delegate sel maobengela capacity plan part ra igel regulations ra PEA mo ra PPUC segidel tuara capacity plan a capacity plan waset tel grid ra PPUC elang maomesagel consultants was in SBL malaya ye rogul solar in sumandiakal kadmakarang. So segel capacity plan alwas in SBL mala up to 20%. Ragil required 45% agil parta NDCs eral time. Magirel ospera funding il mo upgrade the rogul grid rababla ma orior e mo SBL mala ye rogul 45% ra rule. So sige the update tara IPP ma PPA. So technically elang kadimngi like final approval ra board ra PPUC mo sa amru lang alam e review sige the PPA and then il finalize sige the tour IPP. Sebo solar farm na grade ra iray ma koror. So number 3 ay the pending responsibilities and direkal ngani sige the line ra updates Mosabekal Morsera rule and digayidil tuwara energy security diversity, energy efficiency, sayidil ako bengel climate change, climate promise with UNDP, renewable energy alternatives, green government, green transportation, ma tele Palau energy policy, Ngari sige the energy policy da 210. And so maman update ringi da 220. Mangiril ngari ayel draft del top da elal May November next month. Ma ayel tukara enhanced NDCs. Ngigi the NDCs ayel nationally determined contribution. Sige del 45%. Ma 33%. So kung sa elmita ayel two categories sa renewable energy 45%. Ma 35% energy efficiency. Sige del mitigation is sa amal mita ayel 22% ra. Agil tukara NDCs. And number 4, sige the update komine dali.
So number 3, kamo masada renewable energy. Masada energy, security, diversity, energy, efficiency, renewable energy. But tell PEE, they are responsible at tukara alternative means of electricity. The mura solar. Come direct involve other issues regarding energy. Masem dulo say green government and green transportation. Again nga say the la nek to 8 PEA. Sigumang nga say the la en kadibs ka one example kasi what you're supposed to do. Kada mo makala alis amlay de kalospe a fuel uspe other nga say kadibs ka the idea say it. Okay. Plan ba mo ringil girela transportation
so lang delegate ra isal sige dele BSL Palau National Energy Policy da 220 so mamal direct address sige del tukara green government ma green transportation green government sige del tukara energy efficiency ma agad rogul buildings ra government mamlay ma yel klalo do spending intil tukara air condition most of energy efficiency or ospela renewable energy. For example, ngariya ay aircon adi ospera solar. So namada ka solar dengi man sige solar man dengi mo na aircon. Say one example ra ayel tora green equipment. Ayel tora green transportation away ayel electrical cars, ayel EVs, mayel hybrid ospera adig ospera gas ngariya battery alcel masabel talgas sebel charge a battery men sebel ospera a half alu di watel battery ra kayang system oh number 4 sige the climate change promise o komine delegate ra
ma clarification ra elasel umdu green transportation sen sebel consider arwa biofuel as part of that approach adang leng a biofuel ako sebedel in place ra diesel engine kada uspe a biofuel sing mo ko consider part of the program
a position a PA elang delegate ra hatobe a yegel biofuel adre ngania yegel emissions ringi so we consider biofuel is part agel resilience and security so como se los pera coconut oil segel tora biofuel. If we can use them, then we're more secure, meaning dependa but it still has emissions. So we would prefer green government, green transportation, maybe solar, charge battery ramlay. So electrical vehicles are one example. But ngariya sel one technology elang and study hydrogen. So hydrogen they use battery. They use it for gas, so you can actually run buses, cars. But tal tuwara was 2050. Hindi ko mulmul study sa igid. But in Sibel, biomass, biodiesel, biofuel in Sibel was per velaw. Hindi akpagikringil director PEA because of sigil tuwara emissions. I prefer the kospernil tuwara security, fuel diversity, resilience ra blue velaw, security. Okay, silbora number 4, ayigil tora MRV. So MRV, monitoring, review, and verification. Make sure it was at ayigil renewable energy ngaringi, solar, how much. If we can verify, meaning do ayigil data collecting was at ayigil 45% has actually stopped the PPUC from emitting how many GHG gas into the air. Sige the report the sendel mora UNFCCC. Sige the committee da climate change da UN. Elang kama mauriro bigla climate change, I mean UNDP climate promise, finalizes segi. The problem na kama may delegates is, so amal mrula nga alam, di hindi kagel experience sa kama mrula gigil tukara dara, interpret agel dara, ma elang ka mauriro bigla UNDP help kama malagi gigil human capacity, building na tukara MRV. Di nga niya template na mamrek, kama mamle collect agel dara da customs, ma office of statistics, ma tax office, hindi selbo time and interpret agel dara, hindi dikal titura ni ma tial togora emissions sa malbiot. I know how much fuel comes into PPUC, I know how much they use, and ngani agel calculations sa sa PPUC use how many emissions per year. So for now, like kaya nga we can talk about how much fuel they save and how much emissions because we can calculate it. But tell MRV at togora energy efficiency, my technology, my cloud will sell blue bailout.
You just hit one thing. Say din just din delay la since we monitor aklungela alu ul saber yang angle. Can you tell us compared to before the solar became sabal well sinalora solar and amnetela future amand elang labalora solar telang ngrang tiral basin tawal saving ng ayang relang ra tel alu lobal murabek time regular generator.
Delegate if ngon asila computer I don't have it in my head right away. Ngagi dile Tito igil generator manager mal global report til mora CEO il mer kamam igil savings sa mora kang mapo apokto dak piskaw. Okay. But to answer your question, ngariya savings il mora kaya elang sige del battery ma solar system or say.
Savings el mura PPUC lo ba lu mo mga gire lu adek lang ada savings ra monthly billing ra adang ang.
Ono ay akti o masayil savings ra ayel la fuel ma transportation mora ang ti sige. Number 5, sige to our national energy policy. So energy policy after PASA 9-54, le part of 9-54 was a pala national energy policy that 210 amola. Sige the national energy policy agos peringil to our renewable energy. Sel na yirel 20% by 2020. Ra eladrak. President was pera sige the 2020 215. Sel 215 ang anisel Paris Agreement. President was specific 20% and then added up another 25%. Ulan mo renewable energy 45%, 35% energy efficiency. Most specific the pala national energy policy. Sige the national energy policy and the part niyan so mamal the put into a document sige the tuwara hydrogen ma OTEC. OTEC sige the tuwara ocean thermal energy exchange. Ayay the tool technology elang part of sige the pathway to 2050 blue balance el possibly move it forward 100% the electrical production plus ayay security the resilience the energy diversity sige the OTEC ma hydrogen ang yirel mutul mo study so man mutungi sige the hydrogen ma OTEC al set the national energy policy for future reference the pathway to 2050. Number 6, ayat rogol regulations sa loob ng PPUC na mamarek. Same negot the regulation na sige IPP. How do we regulate PPUC to be able to bring in an IPP, independent power producer? Hindi tal renewable energy as well IPP ra blue belaw. Hindi ka ngodal kong bali ma state ma al-adan sabel o ba generator provide dengil mo sila grid dital PPUC. Sabela wa gombali wa PRR. Sabel di tier hotel have a generator for themselves. Banda sabel lot of them sila grid. So say gidal IPP and dital renewable energy in sabel. So for now say gidal IPP da PPUC lang hopefully up to 20% and we'll see how it moves forward from there. Net metering, sige net metering mura yel gombali mavlay o solar rablidid ngani ay gidel solar dengil moral sala grid ngani 2 meter. So the first meter say gidel solar el moral sala grid how many kilowatts goes into the grid Es el imol meter, ay el meter adengi ra PPUC mo selblay. At the end of the month, if there's an offset, the customer doesn't have to get paid anything, or the customer will pay something, depending on sel offset ra ay el tuwara net metering. So last regulation mo PPUC, sige el tuwara tariff, ma katospera ay el tuwara FPAC, ay el formula ra fuel for PPUC, plus a tagil tariff. Currently, we haven't done any tariff increase, so the only tariff decrease was just recently, October 1st, 2020. And we need to review the tariff for 2021, and we're currently reviewing it at this time. Number 7, Komene dele.
Director nga ra, sa ML ko ra, clarify sa wal role ra PEA in working with PPUC to implement regulation. Nga ra ko ra, role kami kom oversee ra PPUC to make sure to implement tayo kaya regulation or nga ra mal ko ra role kami ra.
Sulang delegate Rai. Sel got the role of PEA, a regulatory authority, the PPUC, the energy sector. So say the Tora net metering, ma IPP, ma tariff. PPUC cannot charge or turn in a tariff. Say we're going to charge a kilowatt per kilowatt unless they get authorization from PEA. So for example, the vessel tariff, if they're going to do a new tariff, they have to propose the vessel tariff in Somam Lotobra, let's say second quarter at FY 2021. And then we need to review it to make sure it fits the definitions within the regulations. Are they really doing it because the cost of fuel went up? Are they really doing it because their maintenance cost has gone up? If there's a good reason why Girel raised the tariff for electricity, then we will approve it. If there's a really good reason why it needs to go lower, we will approve it. They cannot raise and lower the price of power unless they go through PEA. Dital dengi elang delegate airai. That's the only sector that we regulate through PPUC is through the electricity sector. That's it. The other part for the net metering and the IPP is to make sure they follow the regulations that we implemented. Sige number 8. Of course, delegates, we're just a new office, and meaning the staffer on start medra 2017. We are all on a job training, and we're learning how to do the work we can. So tiagita one ang alam ng girel merul hindi lang sa baam, tiagita tukora maintenance or agirogol renewable energy facilities that are owned by government. So sige the question delegate is all ngulmud sel solar system ang ngulmud ma sel solar system track and field agirogol ngara ngula government ngara lat wasing ginaman coordinate ayel maintenance ayel facilities, meaning we need to make sure every quarter we need to figure out if they're working or not, and figure out a budget to make sure we hire or we have staff that's in place, or we ask PPUC to maintain those facilities. We still need to work on those at this time. Number 9, sige the capacity plan. Sige the capacity plan came before the requested IPP. So namam regard 8th of June 2020, and within the capacity plan, they believe that the integration and agirogul solar, magir renewable energy is up to 20%. And currently we're roughly around 8%. So we have roughly about 12% more of solar or renewable energy at this time, currently. The last one, delegates, is just the good news that I received last Friday before I must biscatel report, after I biscatel report. A track and field system, inverters, and 6 inverters, they were down. So technically, the track and field system, benches, was roughly about 60% of working. So I gave 6 inverters in a warehouse at PPUC. We're first working on making sure we fix the housing for the inverters so that it doesn't overheat. Then we install it, and hopefully within the next 2-3 months, it'll be 100%. Currently, that's supposed to be part of PNOC, but again, we'll work with PPUC and PNOC to figure out how that works. But they were getting some of that solar into the grid currently at this time. So say the number 10, I'm the last update of all the things that we've done fiscal year 2020. I get updates projects and programs as of September 30th. Currently, just like Kyle had a New Zealand grant, Tel Korean Energy Agency, KEA, o Bangyel Telecom Bali Busang. They're still communicating with PPUC and trying to organize a time, hopefully was El Mirbelao, and finalize a system Abilio. Just like the system in Kyle, it's a solar system with battery backup. We don't have any details yet because they were not able to finalize the design before COVID-19 stop travel back and forth to Korea. Say update that track and field solar system in number 2 in Namomrek. This is the only pending work that's been pending since 2016 or 17. It's an Italian water project. Of course, nga PA dito ko energy adengi. Dakatora mandim na minister am na assign officer kamam, project coordinator at Italian water project. They're supposed to look for extra water sources so that they can help facilitate if there's a drought, that they can find extra water sources with the pumps to be able to put into the water treatment plant. Currently, PPUC has put out the RFP. They are now negotiating with the company to be able to come into Palau. As soon as travel arrangements are open, do a drilling test, and then be able to buy the pumps and put them in there and connect it directly straight into the water treatment plant through a pipe, or have a system in place where they can pump the water into tanks and bring it into the water treatment. It's supposed to be a drought resilience project, and we were just coordinating it through PPUC. Sige, the number 4, Tiale Canada grant. Sige, the grant money is already ngatiang finance, so the money is already in place. I'm just working with Director Malaide to finalize the RFP. So the RFP is for a off-grid system that we want to put in place into a house in Nyasar. And so I've heard there was a question, why Nyasar? So it's actually not Nyasar. I just used it for the grant purpose, but I was actually thinking about a particular individual. Ang kalada Ariusa Ongalibang, nga Oriora Coral Reef. All these years, he has a house there. Former boss nga kagwag da orong. Am ni helper niya ay rogol solar mo rablil. Ablil amal aroy da agil dengi basira. Daksibel connect ablil il mora dengi. So we were thinking, how do we test agil off-grid system? Kmedra orior mo sa amlo mesa agil rogol dongu ma agil klalbo do speringi mo mesa ngil 1 year. They will figure out, is maintenance available in Palau? Can we keep it up? And then from there, we were thinking about what can we bring to Southwest Islands, and sige dam le plan. The elaltay may malungil program sige le NEMO Resilience Project, the Obangela MOE. Ekmedel almost ilishul system el mora ablila Arius is the same system we're going to put in the schools in Southwest Islands. So next week, November 5, 6, 7, there's a trip to go to Southwest Islands, and our staff with MOE as well as NEMO are going to go and see the sites for those solar systems and Obangela battery for those schools. And if those systems work just as well as the system in Nyasar, then that's a proposal we're going to give to PPUC, to individual state leaders, any individual who wants to be off-grid. Agot tulungan news elang is kluguk akmora aimelig ngania imol blind direl commissioning akluguk, meaning it's an off-grid system. So until the individual household owner went through Development Bank to get that loan, and then they installed it already. Kabadali.
Masada Southwest Islands. So right now, nila source of power Southwest Islands to obey masun sorol maigel bilursi.
The yel central system and this tal individual adel nga niya agil solar system ertir or oba generator din dia agil system ra Southwest amin sonsoro mahatto kay.
Okay. Ako omdas wasi kasi kangana COVID, you do the study and then you seek grants for them. In the meantime, tiga dia kangarati. Okmo cost is bodam tangali arala a solar murawai gigi del pelu. Okmo that cost can be shared with OEK. Kelet sebe edel digi del musa klalo. Mere edel may. Mere edel tangal mong pede kwante to gidringi. Ako lugo niya kasing why pelilio and angaw and kaya are comfortable. At tobi masun sur may kay pelu ay kaya gitral lo lagi remember and tiragay our navy del almong mang maybe we should correlate our work direct mga dingirar soldado kasi kung international liga mga lo ke tab gerdi tel bulu and ya di the trust territory ngi it's going to be another 20 years before. My point is tira gaya deliget tason so top de alomentier Ambassador Miguel nga igal dilir soldado. Ako lang ito siya officer ka Joe Paul that space with minister utilize ay gigit ko ra diplomatic relationship gid ang soldado marang maybe they can put up something gid do rule ay gid formality gid la long term energy source and in the meantime lang niya interested at ang Miguel mato na dilil mo Acosta Solal, tirai del dimne teral wik singa bilo mamaktarura blira atoktan sil lukalraw ngil blay. Maybe they can do the same thing with solar. Maybe your office should raise this to Minister. Kau report to Mura Minister ER and maybe ER can go to the President in the meantime. Bola part the tegil to la compact to review military whatever Gira di utilize ay kalam lulira Secretary of Defense, Secretary of Navy. Mail hit pergi maybe the guy del give the roy del blue. Maybe the benefit. And dakal dito energy maybe dispensary you name them. Sulang.
Andi kasi kamam sulang delegate mo take that into consideration modura minister. Secretary Togora Ospera Miguel Masoldao take it Igel Southwest.
Director ang musibe sa kuram asam daksal madingit to kora dingi hindi ang SBML so I call solar nga igel dula seng off grid system may gel grid system why say mang el time mola sa manmura kay kita off grid system ay kang mura di ngaral blay le lakalwi de apipiusin di kalkorang ari planner ngil eventually the most pe ay kal el grid system leng kadokora mo ranu de wasay len ngari yang kura individual al adal de wasay malman la denki kadabay rather al abay ibay mo kura off grid system mang abay mang ako mo confused was nga malu bestel system of grid malu ben grid system el diaktulas yang ngara ko rawin di ko ako las malogeri niya was ngara nga cheaper letamal betokal maas ma adara blua amral apul mran na mamin ala den kirtir mong koraso ako logeri segi del was ang ngara yungil the boring iku nge Orang ari regulation blam relil kora regulate el diakal se edel kuktiki del losiga system markid ang kaplisem kora clarify tiang poto tang lim pol se el sumong bay se edel afford de tomara off grid ang arang el abay help markid el diakal bon mina ala denki or ngaw kaya kora moranong kora del tablong
Sulang delegate rai ay agil karos el tokol sil on grid and off grid el meaning ngania one klalo oba battery segil tora off grid so em los pera solar or wind agil windmills ma even run magil hydro meaning aral mel mong otu segil wheel anything to generate electricity adengi mosit el battery insa mendikal ituti segid el blame el morgi. Ra average el blay ra sila oryo ra kusperak medel 12 kilowatts, maybe na mas erang, ra since 2016. Segid el battery lumda surung il mura southwest el matagid el off-grid system, at least 20 kilowatts. Charging ability, meaning when you fully charge, it uses 20 kilowatts, and segal run ay rogul lights ra sila apply, maybe a sambugi ma icebox, ayel malo sperklal. That way you don't have to connect into PPUC. The only reason why I get to off grid, meaning either mal aloy that I get the basira manasel connect, or the why I get the example are usual. Say get the utman outbel and this velos per se. Hindi ako the utum salos pe. Maudo ora bleeder say. Mal aloy that arail. Ma Southwest Islands and direct mal aloy then na sebel of 4 that I get a charger a transportation maalu el morsel rulia wa a central power system bablilyo ma angar makayang sel tora on grid delegate segi the solar system el ngarabi bulablay sel in grid meaning you charge the solar and it goes directly into the central grid ra PPUC. It help ra PPUC agil production adengi maulang ani segi the net metering lora net metering. Ndi yora gilad, yora budget gilad, yora location ablil, yora technical assistance ablil belaw, unsib elwasin mo off grid or maluli siya gidele net metering ay gil solar nga nabe pala ablil el mo sila grid. Siya help cost help offset ay cost ay gil mo gilad.
Director, halang nga ako follow up question nga. Ela since ka na mo mention take it sing on grid. So meaning nga take it more agree ra PPUC. Ang tiyang ako na tira amle concern naman makatatang ko lubes lo kering hindi ka mal it's an opportune time mal kang artiyang. Ela asum tel agree la consume so much so la accumulated so much la inong la moring ya to milang take it solar ng household. Emade tel agree. Mangwel to ka kegi nga energy nga ringid elang. Mlomade radul waseng al sila talbuila. Ay ken mlomade lang dia kasi dal koro mawabol credit de dola balol el makarang wa dola balo spe el kora ako ko offset ay ken expense gid malubay ken di more made ra PPUC ko may tiang kel el korao oreng kel ma PPUC. Hindi ako meral was sel ko kulsan maring na sales yung moklo energy al lungu may marsumungkok mo rin like energy lang expense rin kal aram ne makasay gel rin like yang more kere ken di mo it malwe di mo credit mo credit tra PPUC
So lang i-delegate silgri magel tora agel system il connect il mona grid whether solar or whether wind dinda ka wind elang dital ka level udoy yung nga rin yasa, ang isang grid system, and dahil connect mo na grid. Digital solar, ang nga grid elang. Second, net metering. So net metering law says, if you're using from PPUC 100 kilowatts, and if your solar system produces 100 kilowatts, sell offset, and daka bilili waro. If you're taking in 100% from PPUC, 100 kilowatts, and your system produces 200 kilowatts, so sell original 100 is offset and daka bill legoragaw. Di sa gidal extra 100, 50% teringi legoragaw credit, 50% ang gidal tuwara maintenance, mga grid upgrade, grid maintenance, el mora PPUC. So you get credit for the 50%. And every month ang ani sa gidal tuwara net metering. Unfortunately, selbo enra year, we zero out the mutul startup esra until January dengi ragaw direkal kospera January 100 kilowatts from PPUC your solar produce 100 kilowatts you should have a zero bill. If you do use 100 kilowatts from PPUC and you use 200 kilowatts from your system into the grid, you should get credit for 50 kilowatts. Whatever the segidal tier system is, so first 150 is like 19 cents and next 22 cents. Segidal credit leguragaw. You're spending it all year until end of the year and then zero out, then we're starting a besarak. This ay gidal tora net metering into the grid. Tiga gidal other off grid and there's no credit for them except the fact that they don't pay a electricity bill. Kabadili.
Remember the Seidel Bira, net Bideringa, that's the Bira Senate, you are Senator Agitaya, last till Oige. If you, I have a neighbor, Rasirable, Director of Agriculture, Sngabao, and his wife. If you, and there's a lot of people like them who got loans from NDBP, and NDBP has a program that provide a solar and more grid. If you were to call those guys, they can give you their monthly payment and show exactly the savings that they do. But yung overall metering, basically hindi ada nakalo eyes. Hindi mam lam of tol page adre belaw, adim net tir loang ila metering. Tigay ngilalo no tir to NDBP, ay kam lam mo telal. Lak naringi po kana NDBP di anamo deka, auto ang ngaway. Lo a solar, more grid. Yet, a lot of time it mal benefit ala. Leng, according to my neighbor, Mr. Sngabao, tigadi terul lobekal. Sell the ball over, sell the may, sell the kapsangay 100% el dengue tira la tial solar. Man, gayid figures sa labay si Edel go kumuk mayra ara NDBP ka public information. In relevant information, go ngalo top the news. Marada mo sa Mariali, one way to advertise to people. Nakambura plana kabuto elal. In the process of in the process of getting that, try to put it in the grid. Legumda sa ammonia savings.
So lang delegate Rablilio. Delegate Airay mal sige del tingila delegate Rablilio. Semal toy. Yes, individual household owners. Sige del toy ngirel matangay. Ngani gilel renovate tablir. Ndak sa MLI Selona Development Bank. So we need to find another source el help ra gerogul other velaw. Di mora gel new owners ra apply or gel kumbali sa bel ngani adudir tiga ida ospera solar elang. Di tigal adam ran lo ospera den help ra dengi. Dakal owners sa selblay, selvibilitir, dakal owners sa selblay. So dakal sel apply gel system ra Development Bank. So ngani gel gap ra gel program. Tiga na mo merkel third energy summit. Carla ra West. Gel audio ra gel program ra Development Bank. Malo ISO set ngani gel gap ringi. So if you're not a house owner, you cannot apply for that. So some ngani tigal bill or rent apply and then diregal dengi tira mal. So ngani gel ngani program and second part ra PEA ngil advice sa president maulbil ma minister nga kalwaset tiagi del komda ngil ngani do del civil help rangi del adel solilo renewable energy. Dakal di mo na gel adel di dakal part gel resiliency ra blue belaw. Sa bedel di nga belaw and dakal mingila gel e bilas lola ba alul me belaw. Misal di gid.
Ang maldi one more maldi quick. Ang ay kalbiler a PPUC. Ang tial billing hindi kalsabil OT sige del one ko ramlo credited. Mada do tangalileng seletop da billing wadi lol ultrawase mlette lang ako kumlora inobel earn agreed. I mean say the total cook system. Hindi kalotil wase mang waltel every month ng mlette lang the saving il well either malo 50% amortir ma 50% amora customer. Again, asap el ko ramon kotmokle director malo.
I will follow up para PPUC na agil system ertir ang LD print agil nga system ertir. Ngani sige del meter number was it agil da ospera PPUC marablim. Ngani sel imol meter number was it agil da solar nga marablim mora PPUC. Undong ngani malolol to sige del gilang mo sa agil da meter el ola ba PPUC marablit. Agil da imol meter agil solar mora agreed. So mura agil individual customers ang aring tinda agil aggregated report every year when maybe something that we need to think about and put together agil report will update the community agil to net metering.
Director, Kamal Masaul na mention tilang NDPP of course tirgel for new home owners ang aring isa agil subsidy program ilkidela agil energy efficiency program erti agil lobong agil solar system. It's a subsidized program NDPP offer. Nung sa igida direct NDPP have all the specs, mau regulations sil girela gigit. O si sil time sil the board take likara NDPP likara solar mabiling ra individual homes ay nga ra tariff. Ul mga ra tariff sel install a PPUC have to do the connection. Al mura grid. Nung sel lang itiraw resistor tire lo arabiling rti. Yang ari nga offsetting al amol trabin. Ngari nga suam lo kere delikat tatobe. Lungum sa delikat tatobe. Bol mereka dulu tel continue sa ikit le list ra ikel quick updates il direk ngartel pa bilingil may. Algerel sa ikel regulations il kami wa all out logi wa 954 masel 10-23.
Sula Chair, Director ng Komeng akmal mo ay amaro lang. I think ang akam le start shaking things up aul mo kumramari ilal me tong okrtiang. Ya gimara session tel last tel opening session ramamre ilal last tel ulbil. Te report tamle me tamam. Mga kaul milngui waringi of course ang ariya reaction na kalmorngi makmle raise sa the reaction na karawlaw. But chairman speaker mama assign ra chairman na look into it. Te gidam le issue nga. I issue gul me sanin da kalmal ligangan di ka understand was saying kamo adir newly created office. May lang te gida one question bugo gering first te tela staff ra.
6 lang. Comment 5 full time. Engagi de la ulde la intern, so 6 altogether.
Dia akmal mo ako ting swakal mal mo ayamar ya ongerung swakal di congratulate raura ungilurior la di 6 tiagida ungilurior blam kutmok ya ngar aliwa de kalgerel toy lesson mo meser sel number 4 no yes sel number sel number 3 in klol nga ala blal mas kami mo all tautengi. Of course, nga ringi sila energy security and diversity, energy efficiency, and renewable energy alternative, green government and green transportation. Again, kadari lang raan. And if you undertake again each of those, there's a wide array of fields that you need expertise sa luro ng game. So I think ako ting girel mo arada tiel committee girel mo understand was say you need so much support. Ako na so na mo time bodo Mr. Chairman o Mr. Wasing wangras assistance with providing him tel particular office mung sabil improve ra urerir. Tirgagi de dirgo sa sel time undertaker tiang itra kutmok lang ngayang la. Yalang the undertaker experimental work look further south. Mle reaction na kasagi del time directora kuksel gumesergi ako sing needs belawa one lakpan gali was say ngara belaw under international obligations tra UNFF CCC sell 45%. Yes, we have to meet that, but can we both meet that as well as the needs for Palau? Leng sell needs ra southwest mato obey maral clear. Say mal emphasizing was say kamama man we need power, we need electricity, not necessarily generator. Say take the solar system again no spend. For your information, back in the late 80s, naringi a system ramam. I don't know if you have those information. Those are the concept that has been out there for a while. Di mle issue and di mla kaungil sustainability plan built into it. How each individual household. That was a good system lang. Sembugi, ngumungiral time ang arirang al amrail. Mlaria icebox, power tools am nesbilo sparing for a limited time. Mang mamneklo lungin system. Didi mla kaungin sustainability plan into it. Akmanilo sing le directora PPUC seguido el tama mle ungarte idol obise. And the thing in Ilo Banggela, I think it was in Garia Krantra Siaban, Lomangela Tele Obisra Brian then. Mang Marco system we were used to it. miserable starter breakdown lim lariya street lights na tiang limol blue sa agi koten moral mo marda tiang ngak mam no super san ngak na mo ang de blue tiang mo sira ka light ra club say di mal no ngil, so we had it for quite a few years. Aul makosim maybe something we can work together along the process. Of course, ang ngakamal fully support raw rem officer raw gimot makalorior nga kama chairman nga mamra yel cook mo spell si well a reporter raw clear, you don't really have to go through this lang kada iwi pa biere metino sengral wang rak ngira blam good mok la di segi del so mam so akal lolngit raw sa mem me expand approach raw will include ayel cook needs rebelaw ayel mal outer lying state ayel blura hon tol dia kadengin mori watel bila arius nya sar. Those are the appropriate places the Borni and Mokodo install count those into our general application to meet our application under UNFCCC, and I think we will be okay both international survey law. Sige na yung tige chairman ya kung dasong about time el kukmal do mes malgire do mes tel uror wasing kalmas wedel support ra director move forward tel energy program rebelo sulang.
Kaman sulang delegate hatto bay. Dalo bigikle delegate whether or not the lakat el obis el chege del Palau National Energy Policy 2020 ngire ngire togol ngire sel. Ang sel togol ako spera obis el kamam ngara PEA sel togol equity. Equity for us el meaning and tigal ngara orior mababalda. Agil ospera de ngi ma transportation ma rogoy as best we can. As equal as possible. Makadungul mo ra agil rogul adabelaw. Ma-even mo ra hatobay ma sa sonsorol. Mandi elang ang sige del program ra MOE mutul mo ni sige del solar 12 kilowatt del battery say direct test pilot ringi. Di 2021 unfortunately tagad tukara 2020 mandim nak el magarang at el tukara COVID. But I was hoping mo niya system is well in place elang ang so well oldar sil mo ra olbil o si tagad system kam nasubil na mo will ready mo ra Southwest. But I give you my word, the delegate Mgirel Moni at the program, and Dagadital Ngara, Orior, Mababalda, Mablilio, Kayangal, Ma Angkar, Malgirel Mora Southwest Islands, and I guarantee you it will happen at Chetalobis.
Director, akmadangel wase at time ay clock, kamama direct lulu hearing ratutaw, direct mal appreciate ratemem kau ma staff or kau ma minister. Dil ko siya tayo kami umulmer afternoon. Ako meser gida kada maar sa gida lulbong mo ray gida le toko era apabil ngem update rana indas kel wayal ngar aliw logi sel 9-54. Sel 9-54 basically yung elevator kami mo bureau. Miles kami wa mandate. Why say? Sel 10-23 Amilis kami wayal standard guidelines, el kami wagiri mo implement our wayal regulations, el kire la IPP, bugire tegil tokora solar, madire el legal mo establish our rates, lo bangga la PPUC, el kire la gay del tokolo, including rane mirroring. Magkita mal matngaya ikang logi wa kukti officer ka mo officer ka makamamil milu like RPPL agin mal well understand ay gigit agi ba yolngit talwa say a reporter ka mal blakatak mal diligente antay man ay gigit el tokoin logi utay gid la al mils kami usel al mandate mula sang every 2 years ang kiru lo me se ku adjust a report reporting kami wa direct logi way kay gid annually mer kamam makmal appreciator say ikaw mal maral mrura ngiluro waigel dilong adeli ka trahat tobel wasetial ay kal tablolla amil katmok kraong etiulol bin emle elevator min merbab deli ka trabilili mal aware ligi milos kami wa funding official time ng RPPL das 10-23 milos kami kan mandate LDL al olbil el etial klong elaurel oblam lanli mal klolus paal le mergida blur belaw Adi akala understand rin yan Rabulur Bela was tial el NDC tial National Determined Contributional Goal Circuit. Adi akal dito sa 45% del toera dinki. Ngari nga igel baby ra component el direk el girel momit in order to satisfy sel commitment rigid al morsel UNFCC al tokora climate change matokora au resiliency tokor belaw ay gay kita dire global gelsay me ere abodo sao der se kada mal mo ko mga time why say hindi both understand the luas ya belaw atim la kamit ringi na 45% renewable energy by 2020 which is in 2025 coming. Let 20% te kada upgrade ringi mo 45%. Now Minister Director ak madangin malbuto ka karmam. O sisil time malbuto ka so mam masaw en selukuk lokora merti ay gidal tokora entra el al tokora ang otro lolbe la senkyor ka mama maral may. So mamal dire kal kukuran mo el establish akar mamal mal highlight ay gal tokoy lam katmok logiw tial tokoro ang otro lolbe logiw officer of president ogiw officer kamiw ogiw ay gal tokoy lolbe kamama ari rulan la e mandate mas kamiw a job well done, that's all we can say. O sisil time makadamadangin luwasya officer kamiw lamu bul morang rule mood o logiw say yaway al sal mal mle emphasize ringil wasi hindi rekal mal clothes changes kamiwa am lorang rule mood al mo uspera officer ang rule mood lekad madangel wasi ul mal mle emphasize ringiya a transportation cost kamiwa rapik kalsils al ngar officer say maral me monitor orion mang titungog tiyagit dolingit talwasi selguk global sab ela a supplemental el almong eki direk mo omeser sel mle ontim mlera a lastel logiwa ontilaw daw to supplement tayel ngal sang sel officer kaw nadangi nga kita a confident tulway sel nga kita chairman na ways and means ng atyang eki mo say giti erem sel me kita mutol mo kat odu o sisul time a speaker kamama amlorang SRL alsil semlaringia or udol appointment ringi manglong ni marbepiran at ulo omo mesr kama may kura leader stal ngatiang klo lomray lamlong esar lo sel turnover sel el utmrang esar logi wa PPLA murang esar state and with his condolences le kor kamiu olngit telwa I mean olingit luwase blessings ringi le kor kamiu direkal blessings el mora minister raiga rokuy lureo lam katmok al girel tian energy office official time mal patoka establishment el lam katmok logi kamiu may ka rokul upgrade tial tokoran la agi olingit luwase bol se el relia comprehensive report el logi way gigid el kora tokora upgrade mal ube ka kamu omak PS ay kal tokora policy lamre adon mer kama magi mesang mal se el gim nga lotura kalender egi kuk mo mesraw enter el al long trui robin adangi nga kamor se gidi madam kanay al sukum mal dia kangot alger amatam kanay ang arial mo tel mal titarakrin matilmay sa iske takal mundirekal mo ngaring atam dito ngay kay gital teplong ya po tamre kay nga kamongut yang sa delikat trabalilyo mong mamusimre
Sulang chair mal director ang maral kora adirikal katengya kal ngara kora hearing ara to kora energy maral limo marwak lakti mo mal elay kay gidal alwayalo marengal saw lara maring lurere mal lamkat makli makmal di endi ngaring ako ra aswakal di segi dal dim nakapatat saringin ngara albestra na PPL 9-54 10-23 ako ra di lumuur man di ako tingin lo sega hidi lisel hindi kumese mal la direktor mal lilu sa ikang chairman al ngari gidal wa ko ra di lumuul ko rawal klolama ay gelwayal al dirgakal makatmok lang ngari niya ul ngari niya ang sang selaw do dringi mang hindi ako tingin lo sindigay del klol mal ibang ngarian mo tel baby le direktor mo tiyak mal TLM el girem mo dure el alwasya ay kal ngar ale lo ki way kalala namkat mo ko except 6 and 7 and 8 and telang di akra di ulmure ngara ako del klol ma ay gelway al dirga kam katmok leng ngarinya ul ngaring isegi dan malus paalara la olbira kalulaw mang kita madengel wasendi madengel kusesel klabsendi angal tengte da kora maral wasya la mesindra ngara House of Delegate tal among mas al moray kalkingalir mang sabi edel maral kora start al lomdasul girela anexul ngesol mora tegi del PEA official maral mal ngiyah mal blaharun marulaw riore mal el betok habla la place mang tiang marte ala direktor mamdu kel ginem mur el angal girela kay del الوالو اللي بقابس لنغارينيا مالو أقوم رال وسيك كمسادة تقرأ وذوذ من ذي قصي بالهاير هذا المورور اللي كنت مقلق على الألم سولاني ديركتورة قادية مسكات تقال ومدوي جاي يدري لان تقال
أو من سولاني ذل قوم سولا دلقي تايراي من غني سيجد the last page ال 404 سيجد ال background the general overview ma akmalong itra ngesura delegate sira elang tal committee ra energy esel sumal musabel ngari awdo del second original budget request ka mamara fiscal year 2020 ma 19 akmalo spera national planner ma energy grants coordinator tigidel tool positions hasabel helper ngak erura iger rogul nga alam al sitel nandas 54 1023 ayayid le energy coordinator and sabel help nga kal coordinate tayo rogul ngesol merbelaw el moragel projects edisi sulta me help ko sigaw do del metal office maka national planner sabel help nga kal loro bingila PPUC ayel regulatory authority responsibility mora PPUC and then bosabe ka di nga kal whole loro lo bingila tikal regional agencies ma president ma ministers erelu segi dele planner gidel mora 2050 nga kaumdasul hopefully 2050 e mo sabo amal 100% el fossil fuel free tadi udeswek di nga kalcho and hopefully 100% fossil fuel free o spera gidel to hydrogen ma otek that is hopefully one of the gil part mo al seltial national energy policy
Director tel energy grant coordinator diak sabemel build in raikal grant tel bom apply mo salary ng gal adel pod hiring
ayer ogol komine delegate le atobe ayer ogol grants elang andang sab am ruli ayer funding el mora grants coordinator sen position nga before acne director in sel position active sparing il coordinate facilitate ayer ogol grants elang hindi ako akumdas wa ayer tukara wa GCF el Global Climate Fund ma agil klol fund na jireng niya adal mulusa agil reports ma anggang and then boss bedlo si agil do del merbela el focus sa agil projects ngani do dar Miguel mashabal ma at Taiwan se bedel direct dos pe
Delegate Rangar Along.
Masaule chair malungi lita sil merkao director chair gamal masawrat te alle nga ako ra motulgi bulngo tel alda dahalek pay mawre nga suli la chairman ka mamil gilngera speaker mum nekut maklitang leti ako meseringe director yung Mark educational blakat maklitang ra adra balun mo understand la ay kay gidel lurior nga raw rere la energy office yung nga connection ng mga PUC makuk nga angar alem mang diabo waiser kama mara ko am lorar ma magibom dula say ngara mang esar kamam tian na mamudnya la sawan el citizen rebelaw adire klo sper tial ngesu mga ge chairman na ula kubre nga sulem amal bide bokol mulo ase tial public hearing ablo oil kamam ol bil sel kim dula ase public hearing adult invite tila fil wase ngarnya abla kim tamalli di nga ako mal masang lo ase imbay mal information mang lera ada mase salome sa TV le I myself mundim laksal lungil medangali amal ngar alem mangar ale la PPUC mo connect te mo malakran te mo malangarang mang maldigay da sokal kmung se tiang away nga mal klow mang la amoles abe bira question le merka mamal ibngi gor gumil girel tagi de process em lur tri director mga adewre nga sulem mer sulang e chairman
Man sulang Delegate Rangar Along akmo olingit direktor kang ma staff rakaw akmal loreng asule la staff arkaul mal ke ngan ke student at the same time mal plakarngul lore lobang kami kita kata say kita rengara samaria rengara wa taraurior say yakot close to telel nga kamu olngit telwase mo pasramay kung ulmamsanga at nga kaldelikat travelilyo el chairman rawa isen min se member at taygi del kamitil ra energy ma communication and transportation el nga mo atarimay mo mong simr e dire kal angar nga klamel el dire kal amoswal mo suya energy office.
Sila Chairman Basilus mal grabe sa amdam rangal ramal kayo. Singal ngal kal staff ra director ng mo sing ramal kayo sing ay mali. Anyway. Musula nga director ko mas staff ako te do nga sulila tangak delegate sa tobe blam lang utkal gerel issue ra at tobe mason sa mulme ka paim lame director smodi energy mera kamam mar other belaw mo omeset program. Baby that time se lungira uriore en dia cada vez en diga pai ngoya igai de quatro stal isura baby ra states especially nimdak para session ra a last time en dia kulugerra chairman Basilus asiram kata motor a PA to malungila la kamong sang la dictor en kadir kam lato obugur obaklool lalak lending our condolences to your uncle former president Abdul Belaw. Global goal, ak share with you le nga kama delegate nga yaw luma delegate Kulibert amaktol ade to kuni delegate Kulibert ma delegate ra ngat mautiga ngamde delegate sa ongerum ongete lolbil miralmei metemdang liare sira compact of the association metiagi da facts number 1 sira dunga compact tergi tra October 1st 1994 imnarnya $28 million el Nora Energy ngudaw del Nor Belaw, nagirel mo lang siya tra EPSIGO, matengi ra Bulur Belaw, at 25% segi del 28 million am narala rakampact, nagirel il momrura tengira K-PATS, kayang pelilyo anggar tobi sonsorot. Alang which la segi del rakampact kasi tailit 25% or 7 million at 28. Amora igel blue, raptokara energy, dahil spell connect del mo EPSIGO. That's what's the language. Maulim doon niya den gibur ablilyo, ni over at 2 million. Doon niya den gibur ngayaw. Yang lam doon niya yung generator. Doon niya tilo pa between 400,000 to 500,000 at obe masonsoro. Ludo tra compact. Doon mo lagi solar. Adim le makiter niya at the time, at the hindsight, sel domes, a solar sel time adim nakal salungil wa el alsils. Nakampakta ng ilura October 1994. That's 20... Tilara ka naman mo. Mang global goal. Ado mas teruror rasolar mura southwest. Doon ito obe masunsur magil baby na blue. Kasi ay tiyak luxury. This is a must needed item. Mura health, safety, may other blue. Education now nga niya computer mga rang. Amerika la milsang la alpis kita compact. Mang agi malawre nga siya malmlay ulak na mention alias si may de sika supporter soldaw Amerika tigay mal interest erbelaw. For some reason the mal interested. In the next 2-3 months name Secretary of Defense and Secretary of Navy ilang gi ambassador top da nga dilir at Oscar del Mura Southwest. So let's take the opportunity to see what's there for us. Besides the diplomacy to the military. What can they do for us in more small states? Energy, education, health, what have you. Ni Wahman Saul, mat global gultial meeting ling. Even though the Kurab ne Maktir Mama at Kura Solal Mura Southwest Islands. Time na Kura sis klamam, open na ice klamam. Mabulur belaw kasi they are relakablement. Iba yung madam ka na. Hindi kaya lahat guktingil mo smi ka solar ngi idingil nga niya saving ngi. Okay, mo teras pigel, chairman, vice chairman na kamitil delegate arurang aldibus. Imal mo rin nga suliw. Senkura amamal sumguk mo natin eliw. Mo mesa balot na sel time. Tukunit legal delegates. Sulang.
Tial hearing at imirit yang marko kamal masaul direktor kau mas staffer kau.